So Bill Gold said, if you want to keep on growing, you've got to challenge everything, including your own thinking and your own beliefs. Well, that's where I started with my review of the Hoka Clayton 2. Here it is here, and I've just finished another run in it, and I'm now at a level that I feel I can give it a full review. Let me be honest, Hoka is not one of the shoe brands that I thought I was going to enjoy. But hey, people like Colleen de Rook, like Johan van der Merwe, the South Africa's 24-hour and ultra distance expert, and a very good friend from Edinburgh who I've known for over 25 years, John Snedden, have sworn by these by the brand and various models of these shoes. So I had to rethink, because my concept of a running shoe has always been highly flexible, low, stable, low so that it's stable to the ground, but highly flexible, and a relative amount of cushioning to get a natural running style. Well, here was something different in terms of the size of the shoe, not just this way and in here, but also look at the width here. So to be honest, when I put it on, first of all, I wasn't the greatest fan, and it wasn't that flexible initially, but now look at this, and this has come from running in the shoe. So when I first saw them and when I saw other Hokas, to me it was a case of this was a shoe that we used for ultra, and it was the ultra runners that seemed to be going for it, and there wasn't the flexibility in it, which meant that the reason it worked was the shortest strides of ultras. How was I wrong? I've done an interview with John Snedden, who has run 25 Comrades and has used these for about the last 5-6 years in his Comrades, and he will explain why he finds them good, because my running in it has been limited to the 60 to 100 kilometers I use for reviews. As you get into the shoe, it actually became more and more appealing to me. So let's look at the shoe itself. First of all, the stack height at the back here, where your heel is 28 millimeters and goes to 24 millimeters under the midsole or the ball of the foot. So that's a 4 millimeter drop. Obviously it comes up considerably higher, and that actually gives you stability this way, which was one of the things I found a bit disconcerting initially, because I tend to land on a supinated position and come across, and because of this I was being flicked across. So it takes time to get used to this higher stack height. However, inside, first layer of cushioning for the foot is an ortholite inner, which I seem to be battling to get out. There we go. An ortholite inner, so very straightforward, but of course ortholite is one of the best cushioning properties. And then the Pro to Light dual density midsole provides a different cushioning level at the heel to under the ball of the foot, which means that the cushioning of the mid and heel is better, and the firmer cushioning is under the ball of the foot allows you to propel off. Not to mention the fact that there is this rocker effect within it, where the shoe actually helps you drive off. So very nice in that regard. It is incredibly light. It is just deceptively light. Even the laces feel heavy in comparison to the shoes. So there's a very nice lacing area. There's good support that you can pull on if you require it. a nice wide toe box on this version, and you know, well structured. This upper section, as I say, that comes up above the bed for the heel gives a lot of support, so you can feel the control, which, look, in an ultra would be great towards the end anyway, because we can't always land on the ball of our foot the whole way as we fatigue and tired out. This is a lovely addition. It's nice to have to pull the shoes on and so on. So a really good makeup and fabrication production of the Hoka Clayton 2. I was impressed with the looks early on, but when I first put it on, because it felt so rigid and because it was so wide, I felt my foot strike going and in different ways to normal, and that was a bit disconcerting, but I stayed with it. John Snedden had told me that it would take some time to get used to, and Darren DeRook, Colleen DeRook's husband, when I discussed the Hoka with him, had pointed out that some people found it very hard to get used to, some couldn't. So it's definitely a shoe that you need to try. Here's the challenge for you. The challenge is that you've got to run, in my opinion, probably about 40-50 kilometers in it before you know whether it's for you. Now the flexibility, as I say, is there that wasn't really there earlier on, and I think it was a case of getting used to the different style and the different concept behind this shoe. So we're with John Snedden from Scotland. He's the only runner to have, foreign runner, to have run 25 comrades. In other words, since we went back internationally. And John, for the last 4 or 5, you've actually used Hokas, and you're very much sold on the Hokas. What is it about the Hoka compared with, I'll call them normal shoes, that you like?
From my point of view, being a heavier runner, I can do my back-to-back long runs and have no muscle pain, no muscle damage as far as I can tell, running at a slower pace. I can do 15 miles one day, 20 miles next day, with no issues at all.
What's the difference between the Hoka and, again, I'm going to use the word normal shoes, but
it's the cushioning, but they're still light. You still have a light feel, but it's got loads and loads of cushioning.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, you look at this and you think how large and bulky it is, but in fact it's an incredibly light shoe. Although this here seems to give a large amount of support.
These would be more a racing shoe for me. I would be 10k, maybe half marathon or up to a marathon. I wouldn't do comrades in these, not me anyway, but I know people that have. I did comrades in a Bondi 5, which is a bigger shoe than this, but it's still only about 283 grams, even though it looks like a huge shoe, and they didn't feel huge when they're on.
No, they don't. Yeah. Now, they're very wide though. So do you find you have a feeling of stability with them?
Definitely. I mean, I did, say to Norrie, I did a 53-mile trail race in a pair of Bondi 5s in quite rough terrain, and I had no problems with stability at all. They look tall and they look like they'd be unstable, but they're not because they're light.
And the drop on these is a 4mm?
They're 4. The Bondi 5s I think are 5mm. But you didn't notice the stack height when you've actually got them on, because you still have the drop.
These are the Clayton 2s, the new racers. I mean, I'm impressed with the lightness, but as I say, very
very wide, and a fair bit of flexibility for towing off. But you were saying that there's also a rocker system in here.
There's a rocker system on these, and there's a rocker system on the Cliftons as well. Cliftons is a lighter shoe as well. Those durable for long distance training. It's very light, very spongy feel, and you can feel the rocker actually working on the Cliftons.
Would you go back to using normal shoes for comrades?
No.
No.
No. No.
So one of the things I noticed about John's running in the Hoka is that his stride and his cadence, his stride was shorter, his cadence higher. And he was a bit more upright than I tend to be. But overall, I can understand why this would work for him and many others in terms of ultra distance and in terms of the cushioning. And of course, if you've got good firm cushioning for the distance, impact is less, the muscle damage is less. It makes a lot of sense. So here it is, that Clayton 2. As I say, amazingly light. Great cushioning, firm cushioning front, softer in the heel, really lightweight breathable upper, which I really enjoyed. Would I be using it again? Well, from the cushioning point of view for a long run, this could be something that you would use on your easy and long runs. It is a racing shoe, so some people are able to use it for that. I tend to like a firmer feel of the ground, lower shoe, so possibly this is not one, but, and this is a big thing for me, is it's accepting that there is a place for a shoe like this and many people will enjoy it, and it has opened my mind to a completely different range of shoes. So